What's going on, family? You back in line with A.B.R. Sure, man. This one here, this white lady said that she wanted to put the truth out there about food stamps and welfare. It's two videos that I'm gonna be showing on here. I'll be coming back giving my commentary, but I remember I had a comment on one of my videos probably about a month ago, and I started to call this person out, but you know, a lot of people just be trolling. They don't have pictures or nothing, so they just be trolling. They probably 30-some years old, sweating, living in their mother basement, no job, nothing going on. So a lot of comments I really just let slide because they be ignorant and hey, you don't matter to me anyway. Thanks for watching. Let me say that. However, this one person, the comment that they put on my video was the 13%, which is, everybody know black folks is considered 13% of the population, according to the census. And then they said, but the 13% use 90% of the resources. I'm like, that's not true. You know what I mean? But I knew it wasn't true. And statistically, it wasn't true, but they were just so ignorant and they were just trying to be just demeaning and everything. So with that said, I could care less about that comment, but I do thank him for watching. So let's get into what she's saying. She broke it down. She said what she said, and she's gonna show one video about food stamps and the other one's about welfare. Let's go.
People frequently claim that immigrants and poor black families are living off the system. They're on welfare. They're mooching. But here is the truth. The majority of people on public assistance in the United States of America are white, and most of them have jobs. They just don't make enough money to survive without a little bit more because wages are low, rent is high, a lot of jobs don't come with benefits anymore. You can't have a job without a cell phone. You can't even find a job without the internet. But it's not poor people who are eating up the most dollars in public assistance. Nope, it's the middle class. It's people who can take mortgage deductions and, of course, corporations cashing in on subsidies. But nobody calls that a handout. SNAP, Medicaid, housing assistance, those aren't loopholes to help billionaires save some more money and line their pockets so that they can get more yachts or whatever they do with it. They're lifelines for millions of people. And here's the kicker. Those programs keep all of us safer and more stable. If you're mad that someone's getting help, maybe just look at why they need it, not just who they are. Think about this. A friend of mine said he grew up in a third world country, and he said that in those countries, petty theft and, pickpocketing and crimes like that are common because people have to do that to get enough money to buy food and to pay for a place to stay. That's going to happen in our country if we don't get curious about where the waste in our government really exists.
So I do believe if you're on assistance and truly need assistance, I understand, man. You know what I mean? I grew up on food stamps. You know what I mean? We needed it at the time. We was poor. We was below the poverty level, and she worked hard as she can. You know what I mean? Well respected lady, did what she had, but at the same time, we needed them to eat. So if you need food stamps, it's the SNAP program. Hey, I have no quarrels with that, and it came in handy. However, but it should be temporary. You should be trying to work to get yourself in a better situation to improve your family. And then your kids get grown. The kids is growing up, so the same small kids at this particular time, eventually they're going to grow, get their own job and do all that. So do you really need them past a certain point? I see some people be on food stamps their whole life, man. I see they keep having kids and they keep starting they food stamps over and their welfare over and all their public assistance over. Now I understand, like I said, if you're a veteran and you just disabled and you're a disabled vet and and also if you below the poverty level, because a lot of people just don't make enough money. Like this lady said, they just don't make enough money. And if you're making $10, $15 an hour, probably even $20 an hour right now, and you're trying to live on your own, you don't make enough money to survive. You don't. That's not a whole lot of money right now. With gas, with rent, with everything, man, that's a chunk coming out of your paycheck. And you get taxed on everything. You know what I mean? Just food has damn near doubled. You know what I mean? Rent has skyrocketed. 1 and 2 bedrooms is almost $2,000, depending on where you're living at, what side of town you're living at. Car notes, taxes, just everything, man. And everything come with a cost, from Hulu to Netflix to cable to you need a, like she said, you need a cell phone. You need something so you can keep a job going. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is expensive out here, and a lot of people need these assistance right now. So, but I just tell people that you shouldn't stay on it for whole life. You shouldn't stay on your whole life. They should be temporary, whether that's 90 days or that's 3 years. But move on, put yourself in a better situation when you get these assistance, so you can get off, and then somebody else can get on, whoever might need them. But yeah, there are a lot of waste also that's going on. So let's get into the next one video where she talk about the welfare program.
So I posted about white folks on food stamps, and one thing I kept seeing was that welfare was created for white people. I knew that it was created during the New Deal, so I did some more research because I didn't really know the whole story, and I thank you guys for responding and helping me learn stuff. So during the Great Depression is when we saw the beginning of things like Social Security, unemployment insurance. But here's the kicker. When Franklin Roosevelt built those programs, he had to make deals with Southern Democrats in Congress, the same folks who were big fans of Jim Crow, to get the support of these racist white Southern politicians. The programs were designed to exclude farm workers, domestic workers, jobs held overwhelmingly by Black, Latino, and Indigenous people. So right from the start, Black and brown families were pushed out of benefits so that white people could get them. Then we move forward to the 1960s, and there's this war on poverty. It finally opened up welfare programs more broadly, and that's when food stamps became permanent. Well, permanent, we don't know what Trump's going to do to them, but they lasted a long time. And guess what? The minute more Black and brown families started accessing this help, the politics shifted. Welfare got a new image and a new target. By the 1980s and 90s, with Ronald Reagan and his gang, they pushed the welfare queen myth. That's a racist dog whistle meant to turn public opinion against safety nets by blaming Black women for poverty that white policies created. That's the truth, you guys. So yes, welfare was built for white people, and when others finally got in the door, they tried to burn the house down. If you want to blame the right people, you got to get curious.
So she said what she said, and I respect that, you know what I mean? Because it takes a brave person to come out and break stuff down like that, because there's a lot of backlash, and a lot of people are going to be offended. Well, white people this and white people that, Black people this and Black people that, and Hispanic people this and illegal people this and Asian. You got a lot of people that just can't get past a person's skin color. They just can't get past it, man. And there's a lot of people that's just ignorant to the fact that, yeah, a lot of this stuff was pushed to embarrass a group of people, to make a group of people seem like they was worse than what they are, and then make another group of people don't like this group of people. Because if you go down to the office and they say, well, you don't qualify, but then you look at, then on the media, they showing you all these other people, different nationalities, races of people that is getting it, and you think that they're abusing the situation. Of course, you're going to be upset with what you're seeing on television. So I tell people, man, always do your research, always look at the numbers, pull some, and these reports can be misleading too. But definitely, man, the media can change your narrative and perspective on things, on certain things. So do your research and read multiple sources of things. You know what I mean? Because people always tweak some stuff. So with that said, man, like, share, subscribe to the channel. She said what she said. This link of her videos will be in the description box. And until next time, man, shalom.